Hey, what's up guys? I ended up getting second place at my first IRL locals ever, so everything up until this point has been remote duels. I guess I technically went to one regional and I didn't do so great, but anyway, got second yesterday, so here's the deck. 2 Tracer, 1 Recharger, 1 Synchron, 1 Absolrouter, and then the 2 Baby Dragons. 1 Snow to send off Shooting Riser, the Rose Dragon package, the Brave token package, the Punk stuff, a bunch of very powerful spells. We have Chaos Space, Quick Launch, and E-Tele. Then 2 field spells, Boot Sector and Ravine. Then for the hand traps, there's 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, and the Gamma package. And that is the whole main deck. This is about as cookie cutter as you can get. It's about as condensed as you can make a Brave Punk Dragon deck. There's no Destrudo, there's nothing really that crazy going on. I wanted to play Destrudo, but I ran out of sleeves. My ideal version of this deck goes to 50 cards. I feel like that's a little bit better. The 3 cards that I couldn't fit were Destrudo, 1 DD Crow, and Called by the Grave. The reason for Destrudo is to have something good to send off Dragon Ravine, more good mills for Chaos Ruler. It's in general just a very strong extender. DD Crow is a good thing to excavate off Chaos Ruler. Let's say you already have a Veiler, maybe you want some kind of other form of interruption. It's a good card against Punk Therion and like Despia. It's also searchable off Dark if you find yourself in a very specific situation where you want to crash your Dark to get DD Crow and like Crow and Albion out of their grave so they don't get the follow-up off of it. Then that was another reason I wanted to play it. It's just like, I would rather draw that than draw like a ZM in. I don't want to draw the Punk engine like at all. For the extra deck, there's 1 Striker Dragon, 1 Pisty, Dark, Hulk, Romulus, IP, and that is it for the Link 2s. There is no Hieratic Seals. I decided that I wanted to play IP instead. I feel like every time I wanted to make Heavenly Spheres, it was just kind of bad. It was just worse than making a Boral End and like a Savage and a Baron. So yeah. Triple Burst, this is to do the Shooting Riser play with the Rose Dragons. Unicorn is pretty much the best out to Mirror Jade there is, so I wanted to have it in the deck. Access Code, Borland, Shooting Riser, Chaos Ruler, Savage, Baron, and then the last card is Psychic and Punisher. I felt that it was so easy to make this card so often that it was worth just having here over Hot Red. So that is why Hot Red is also not in the deck. The side deck is 1 Token Collector, 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Foolish Return. I chose this over DD Crow because ideally it is just significantly better than DD Crow. Like, you're going second against Despia, they go Branded in red, they get no tragedy trigger because it's not DD Crow, they can't Mercury or this. There's basically nothing they can do to stop this, so that was the idea behind Foolish Return. Didn't come up though. Called by Twin Twisters, Back Row Hate, a Reboot, 3 Anti-Spell. Decided not to play D-Barrier. I felt that the board that this deck ends up making is usually good enough, especially with an Anti-Spell. It is essentially an FTK. For this last bit of the video, I'll just be doing a test hand. Start off with Water Enchantress, getting right. I'll use it, placing Fateful. Then I'll go for E-Tele, summon Z, grab Draco back. Then I'll activate Fateful to get Griffin Rider, pitching Snow. Summon the Griffin out. Then I'll activate, paying 600, grab the Foxy Tune. Use the Foxy Tune pitching Draco back to summon Deer Note. Trigger Draco back to re-equip. I'll summon Chaos Ruler. Go Chainlink 1 Ruler, Chainlink 2 Deer Note to summon Z. Unfortunately hit the Rose Dragon engine off that, but it's fine. I'll go into Hulk and summon Rocket Synchron. Normal summon Red Rose, make Barone. Trigger Red Rose, go shoot. Make Striker to get boot. Fire Basil Rose shoot so I can make a shooting riser. Riser, send Water Enchantress because I already have Snow Engrave. Then I'll make Pisty and Triple Burst. Pisty reborn literally anything. Make Borland and Striker Dragon's Arrow. This makes it so your opponent doesn't get a free Link Arrow, and it also means that your Unicorn summoned off IP is co-linked, so you get to draw a card. Then I'll fire Quick Launch for Tracer. Activate Boot so I have something to pop. Summon Recharger. Make Savage, equip Triple Burst. Then I'll activate Striker and add back Synchron. Summon out Chaos Ruler, banishing a light and a dark. Borland effect, negating Chaos Ruler and reborning. Then I'll make IP above Borland. Alright, that seems pretty good. So your opponent has to play through 2 Omni Negates, a 3500 attack Towers with an unrespondable Veiler that reborns a monster that can also trigger to float if your field is outed, an IP Masquerena that turns your 1 use of Snow into 2 while shuffling a card into your opponent's deck and drawing a card, and Veiler, and when it goes back to you, if you've used your Barone Negate, you can reborn the Griffin Rider, and then you can use that Water Enchantress that Shooting Riser sent last turn to get the token. Pretty nasty follow-up. Yep, that's the deck. Nowhere near as cool as 3-Axis Dragons, in my opinion. I just like summoning Cherubini. That guy's broken. Anyway, thanks for watching.